everyone, it's Roxy Kyber and welcome back to Swooning Over Stands. So, last time we left off, it was me and Ford were walking in the forest to find Mothman for a feather. And yeah, cryptid hunt. Okay, the two of you continue deeper into the forest. The foliage seems denser now, and you look through the treetops for a glimpse of the sun, which has by now dropped low in the sky. It had already been getting late when you left, but you hadn't thought Mothman would be this far out. Damn. Almost as though he'd read your mind. Ford answers for you. Go figure. Mothman is rather reclusive, and as such lives deeper within the forest than bolder creatures like the gnomes. I'm reclusive too. Thank you, Ford. Are you alright? I just identify with Mothman. Huh? That is, are you tired at all? I should have asked sooner. It's been a long time since I've traveled with anyone new. Stanley tends to speak his mind without my asking. Good old Grunkle Stan. I'm tired. That was a long walk. I'm worried about getting stuck out here all night. I'm fine. I walk all the time. Not. I'm glad to hear it. Still, we have some time until sunset. Let's wait here in the meantime. You betcha. You mentioned traveling with Stan. Is this what you do for fun? Why wait until sunset? Is this what you do for fun? Saving my niece's pet from possible danger? No, not really. Oh, you seem like it. I mean, what about trips like these and your research? They come with a certain thrill, and I do enjoy my research, but one of my most favorite pastimes, Dipper tells me it's actually grown quite popular recently, is playing Dungeons, and More Dungeons. It's a great game. I believe Dipper's prepared a campaign. He thinks he will really stump me this time. I'm incredibly excited. How cute. The moment the sun touches the horizon through the gaps in the treetops, Ford gestures for the two of you to continue. You hadn't noticed, but you'd been resting within a short distance of a small clearing that holds a cylindrical stone marker. The stone marker bears intricate swirls carved into its surface. Ford reaches into his coat and produces the packet of gum from earlier, opening it and dumping the pieces out onto his palm. Gum? Yeah. Unsure why you came all the way out here to unwrap gum at sunset, you accept a stick of gum. I love gum, thank you. Ford puts the remaining gum in his coat breast pocket. Are you saying my breath smells? He unwraps the now empty gum packet to reveal that it was hiding a small piece of parchment folded up to act as lining. He smooths it out against the stone, holding it under the deep orange-red light of the sunset. You step closer to look over Ford's shoulder. The parchment holds a detailed drawing of the swirls carved into the stone, documenting every crack on the surface. As you watch, a golden cursive unfolds itself across the page, seemingly fueled by the sunset's warm light. Damn, some sci-fi shit. Ford reads the words as they appear. Such a place the Mothman doth rest, but please do not disturb his nest. If kindness be something thou bereft. Ford lifts the parchment a little higher to prevent his shadow from obscuring the rest of the line. Follow thy nature and turn left. What? Oh, puzzles, what? Such a place the Mothman doth rest, but please do not disturb his nest. Bullshit. If kindness be something thou bereft, follow thy nature and turn left. I think we turn left. I think so, Roxy. We press onward. Left leads you into a dimly lit cave. Ooh, how romantic. Which Ford says he remembers well. I don't like this static in the background. Except last time he was here, it was pitch black since he arrived in the middle of the night. From its depths you hear the faint sound of dripping water echoing off the cave's shrouded walls. You slow as your eyes attempt to adjust to the low light. Ford pauses in front of you, reaching into his coat for something. Hold on, I have a flashlight in here somewhere. This cave has never received much natural light, you see, and, He rummages further, and you see a couple of dice, the pad of paper from earlier, and a quill. He has some custom pocket work going on in there, too, and you bet one of his coat's inner pockets has a pen protector in it. Totally, he seems like the type. Here we are, at last. Allow me to... Darn, out of batteries. Wait, I think I have one? Oh, okay. I meant I had a battery just somewhere on my body. You pull out your phone and turn on its flashlight. The light is small, but it does the job. Huh, you saved our hides there, Roxy. I was about to pull out a matchbook. Go back to the Stone Age, Ford. With your light guiding the way, you and Ford move further into the cave, which yawns wide around you. It isn't until the sliver of natural light from the entrance disappears that Ford speaks again. It's been years since I've been here, decades even at this point, but I'll always remember the eye bats as one of my first discoveries when I arrived at Gravity Falls. The eye bats? How did you find them in the first place? One got into my house, you see. I was making breakfast one morning, and one managed to find my cereal box. When I poured the cereal into the bowl, it came fluttering out, agitated, like it belonged there. The nerve. That fucking bat. The nerve. He still sounds so indignant, even years later, that you laugh. I wanted to contain it for further study, but unfortunately I managed to get away. As I thought about it afterwards, its pupil had constricted against the light, unfamiliar of the bright light in the kitchen, so either it's nocturnal or it lives in the deepest, darkest cave in Gravity Falls. I found them easily after that. Did you manage to catch one? Somewhat. I came running through this cave with a butterfly net in my wits. I brought a working flashlight that time. They all hid in the dark corners. Once I turned the flashlight off, they flocked to me. I caught 18 of them that day, but it reminded me of the stealth uses of. The rapid sound of clicking claws against stone startles you. A shiver runs up your spine. The dark. You turn off your light. Ford taps your shoulder and gestures for you to keep moving forward. Are you going to hold my hand? Ford, you sly dog. Eventually, the narrow passage widens into a large room. The darkness shrouds the source of the dripping water from view, but as your eyes adjust, you squint to see a strange winged shadow, a shadow with eyes that glow red in near darkness like rubies. Your breath catches in your throat as the realization comes over you. Ford is apparently fairly close to you in the room. You find when he speaks a few inches from your shoulder. You catch the shadow of his arms swing out in a wide arc like he's introducing you to... Roxy, I'd like for you to meet the Mothman. I was expecting bats. He whispers, but even in the dark you see him grinning excitedly at you. Ford looks between you and the Mothman, apparently hoping for a dramatic reaction. Your speechlessness seems to satisfy him. Don't worry, it hasn't noticed us yet. Here's the plan. You make contact with Mothman and I... excuse me? Me? He pulls out a butterfly net and a large lidded jar. Now, where that one came from within his coat of mysteries is lost to you. We'll capture one of the 100 moths that comprise it. That's disgusting. Wait, I get to touch Mothman? The Mothman? You're heading in with a butterfly net? Seriously? Isn't this a little dangerous? Can you do it? I'll take the net. I want to touch Mothman! Yes, and it turns into 100 black witch moths. It's like expecting a swarm of locusts, surprising when you're not expecting it. Remember, even just a light touch is enough. You steel yourself, awaiting Ford's signal. He waves his hand to coax you forward, and then it's up to you to decide how to, well, make contact. Run around back... I love the music! Makes me feel compelled to answer quickly. Run around back to its blind spot. Run straight for it. Approach with stealth. Blind spot. As you sprint around the winged creature, you slip on a puddle of water on the floor and fall flat on your face. Your phone skids away across the floor face down, sinking your surroundings back into darkness. Ready to go, Roxy, you clumsy bitch. Still, you managed to grab one of Mothman's legs before your fall and found yourself clutching nothing in the midst of the fluttering cloud of moths. Rather inelegant, but hey, whatever works in the heat of the moment, right? That's what they all say. Ford dashes forward and manages to scoop up one in the net, dropping it in the jar and popping the lid back on top. I feel like this would have went well either way. Got one. You can get up now, Roxy. No. That was amazing. Ford laughs, brushing dust and dirt off his trench coat. You could say that. Our complete repellent is within sight. Let's head back. Ford turns to leave the cave. He looks calm and content. You, on the other hand, are buzzing with energy under an adrenaline rush. Should you go for a high five? Yes, I'm a high five kind of girl. What kind of picture is that? You raise your hand in a universally understood offer of a high five. Ford pauses, then grins, high-fiving you, or rather 6. Beautiful, thank you, Ford. At least he didn't, deny me. That would suck even harder. When you and Ford finally reach the cave entrance, you find the forest that you'd left in the dying light is now awash with a silvery glow. A gap between the leaves overhead provides a view of the night sky along with 6... Oh my god. Learn to read. Along with long string of stars. Where did 6 come in from? A few more steps and the Milky Way comes into view, looking as if a tear across the fabric of the sky. Ford notices you looking. Aw. See something? Clearly. The pterodactyl doesn't usually come out come out this late. But being a prehistoric creature, its behavior is rather unpredictable. Like me. I've never seen the Milky Way in person before. I haven't seen the Milky Way in a while. I mean, it's been cloudy here, so can't see shit in the sky. I've had a couple chances this summer. It looks stunning over a calm ocean at night. Bitch, let's go. It's incredible up here. He gazes up into the night sky. A whole year has passed, yet it still feels strange to see a sky I recognize. What? Oh, traveling. You know, I was in a different part of the world. You both stare up at the sky in a comfortable silence for a few more moments. The quiet of the forest settles in, along with the distant sound of flowing water, and you find yourself surprisingly glad that Ford had accidentally pulled you here, if this is one of the moments you get to experience. Does he realize how old I really am? Out of the corner of your eye, you swear you see Ford looking at you instead of up. But when you tilt your head back down, his attention is elsewhere. Eventually, the two of you come to a wordless mutual agreement to continue on, and you're walking again. You'll have to show me the other creatures that live here sometime. You're glad you said so when you look over and find that Ford looks pleasantly surprised to hear it. His chest puffs out with pride. Why am I playing this? He's like a what? 6-year-old man? 50? I don't know. I'm gonna Google that. Of course, maybe we'll even get to spot the hide behind or tag along with Dipper when he next visits the multi-bear. I love the multi-bear. The what? Ford taps his temple, grinning. You'll have to wait until I show you to find out. That's what he said. I'm holding you to that. That's what she said. We have some time left before we get back if you're up for another walk. Yes, I am. You must make a face because Ford looks back at you and laughs. We're not far, I promise. I just thought I might answer a few of your questions if you have any. Actually, I do have some questions. How old are you? You must stay in great shape if you do this all day. Peek under that sweater. Ha, you know. Actually, this sort of thing isn't part of my exercise regimen. Then what is? Ford turns left at the stone marker towards the sound of the river, and sure enough, after a while it comes into view. The moonlight illuminates the water as you walk along it. You know, I've read enough smut to know where this is going. After following the river for quite a few minutes, the shoreline expands into a small round lake in the center of a clearing. Overhanging it is a large flat rock, the kind that could be used as a less than effective diving board in times of emergency. The emergency being that one just had to jump into the lake. I love the painted backgrounds, they're so cute. However, neither yourself nor Ford really look in the direction of the diving board. He leads you towards the edge of the lake where a relatively flat boulder could substitute for a bench, and the two of you take a seat. Good God. Okay, I guess. First one? You said to wait, but can I at least get a preview of what I'd be getting into? Not content to leave them to discover yourself, Well, has anyone told you about the Gobblewonker? You snort, taken aback by the name, but compose yourself when Ford simply raises an eyebrow. I don't think so, no. Not even in the tourist guide? Does the office even read my letters? Ford mutters to himself something about updating the tourist guide to warn against local dangers. He sighs with frustration that's reserved for bureaucracy. but soon lightens up at the prospect of getting to introduce you to another strange creature. Well, the Gobblewonker is a large sea creature that lives in this very lake. One could say it's our version of the Loch Ness Monster. Wasn't that Old Man McGucket? Wasn't he controlling that? My old research assistant apparently saw it at some point. He said it was a large, gray, and scaly with a long neck like a giraffe. So it was him. It was McGucket. You wouldn't have had any odd sightings yet, have you? It's only been 24 hours, but my first encounter with the strange occurred shortly after my arrival as well. Not apart from today. Well, don't count on that being the norm, Roxy. In fact, the norm is a laughable concept here. Ask about his family. More questions. What is Mabel like? In short, a force to be reckoned with. She radiates charm and positivity and has depths of determination I can only guess at. I always strive to be a Mabel. I usually end up like a Dipper. You'll find out for yourself, most likely. It's not hard to wake up one day and find yourself her friend. She's so cute. Perhaps you already are. He wiggles his fingers spookily in the air and you laugh. I don't doubt it. What is Dipper like? Dipper is very intelligent. In many ways, he reminds me of, well, myself. Well, you're related. Last summer, he found the research journals I mentioned, and instead of overlooking them, he made some impressive contributions of his own. He has since started his own journal, and I look forward to see where life will take him. He's made me prouder than I can say. Aww. Who is Seuss? I love Seuss. Ah, the handyman, Seuss. Hey, Seuss. Well, I'm still not sure what he does exactly, but Stan gave him the rights to conduct his business with the shack, so he spends his day giving out tours, selling merchandise, fooling the townsfolk, giving no refunds, and the like. I may not have been around the original Mystery Shack very often while Stan was still running it, but I believe Seuss is doing the brand name good. I agree. What is Stan like? Stubborn, foolhardy, a liar, and a cheapskate. All into one. But a true hero at heart. There's no one else I'd rather call my brother. Aww. Aww. Ah, yes, the Mystery Shack used to be my house once upon a time, and now it's a tourist trap. I'm glad for what it's become as a home. I just wish it weren't so offending to each of the senses. Ask about staying. Are you really okay with me staying here? Absolutely. I owe it to you, after all. You owe it to me? You don't like me? You helping me today, however, was not part of the plan. You're making it rather hard to settle my debt. I think you did me a favor just by letting me come along today. The two of you share a smile. Ask Ford about the stars. You ask Ford if he has a favorite constellation, and his answer comes faster than you expected. Orion and Ursa Major, without a doubt. What about you? Yeah, I don't know anything about stars. Well, you must have good taste. I just copied you. Thanks. Ford looks out across the lake and thought. Roxy, I have to admit, I didn't want to take you with me earlier today. I thought I'd be walking myself into an uncomfortable social situation. Aw, so did you, to be honest. And you did well out there. Not many tourists could handle the kind of task we just completed. This had the potential to have gone disastrously. I mean, a butterfly net against Mothman, easily a 3% success rate. I'm glad you didn't tell me that in there. Sometimes the more Ford speaks, the less reassured you feel until all that's left is a distant unease. You smile and nod anyway. Aww. The two of you sit in another moment of quiet, night air pleasantly chill around you, until Ford again breaks it. We should head back now. I'm sure Mabel will want to hear we've been successful. I feel like I should save. Yeah, let's save. Okay. You stand and give Ford a hand up from the makeshift bench. It's because he's old, he's gonna break a hip. Ford takes the lead again, and soon you're no longer able to catch the sight of the lake when you glance back. Ford gradually adjusts his pace to yours, walking side by side with you in companionable silence all the way back to the shack. Almost there. You recognize from the incredibly flashy signs touting phrases like Mystery Shack this way and Sasquatch to your left that you are extremely close to arriving back at the shack. I want to go. As you and Ford leave the tree line, you see bright lights shining on the porch. You make out the faint outline of the kids' shadows as they run through the house and emerge in the attic window, and Mabel pushes it open, leaning out. Grunkle Ford, finally! You guys took so long, I had time to cover waddles and macaroni. Why did you do that? I have my reasons. Did you get the thing? Yes, and I'm coming inside so we can stop shouting. Roxy, come along. We've got a pig to save. Yay! I love waddles. Ford strides into the shack, a man on a mission. You grin and follow, but not before taking one last look at the night sky. Yeah, maybe your stay won't be too bad after all. Back inside the shack, the grand conclusion to your expedition to the Mothman's cave is spritzing Mabel's pig with the newly finished deterrent until the poor piglet reeks of lavender. But lavender smells good. It's calming. You see Mabel and Dipper head up to bed, looking sleepier than usual. As a result, something about lavender is so soothing to the senses that you crash out fairly soon afterwards, face first on your makeshift bed. Perfect. Beautiful. Love meter. It's like you were made for each other. Can you give me dating tips? You're good at this. Oh my god, his face! Oh, look at his Jones! Oh, I love it! Okay. Well, I guess this is going to be a lot more parts than I anticipated, but that's okay. I really like this game. But this is Swooning Over Stands. I think we're making great progress with Ford. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. He's going to be mine. Not creepy at all, but thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah! Bye-bye!